Let's face it, loving yourself sounds simple, but in practice, it feels like climbing a mountain. You look around and the world is screaming at you to be better, do better, look better, and you wonder, when will I ever be enough? That voice in your head? The one that questions your worth? It's loud, and it's relentless. But here's the thing. Self-love isn't about silencing that voice entirely. It's about learning to respond to it with kindness, compassion, and strength. So today, I want to walk you through what it really takes to love yourself more. Not the Instagram version of self-love, not the bubble baths and face masks, but the real, gritty, life-changing kind of love. The kind you give yourself when no one else is watching. First, let's talk about something no one wants to admit. We're taught to love others long before we're taught to love ourselves. Think about it. How often are we praised for being selfless, for putting others first, for making sacrifices? And sure, those are beautiful traits. But somewhere along the way, we're given this dangerous message that loving yourself is selfish. It's not. Loving yourself is survival. It's waking up in the morning and choosing to believe, despite everything society tells you, that you are worthy of care, attention, and respect, even when you mess up, even when you don't feel like you deserve it. But let's be honest, this doesn't happen overnight. So where do you even begin? Step 1. Stop waiting for permission. How many times have you thought, I'll love myself when I lose the weight, when I get the promotion, when I'm in a relationship? It's this constant postponement, as if self-love is a reward you have to earn. But let me tell you something. If you keep waiting for the stars to align, you'll never get there. There will always be another when. Here's the truth. You are worthy of love right now, as you are. Not some future version of you, not the polished, perfect you, but the messy, flawed, and beautifully human version sitting right here, right now. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to love yourself. That permission slip? It's already in your hands. Step 2. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Here's the part they don't tell you about self-love. It's not all warm and fuzzy. Sometimes it's hard, painful even, because loving yourself means facing the parts of you you'd rather ignore. The insecurities, the mistakes, the things you're not proud of. But here's the thing. You can't selectively love yourself. You can't just love the good parts and shove the rest into a dark corner. Real self-love means embracing the whole package, the light and the dark. And that takes courage. So the next time you're tempted to beat yourself up over something, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, you are not your mistakes. You are not your flaws. You are so much more than the sum of your imperfections. Step 3. Redefine your relationship with failure. Let me ask you this. How do you talk to yourself when you fail? If you're anything like me, it's probably not very kind. You're such an idiot. Why can't you get it right? You'll never be good enough. Sound familiar? But here's the thing. Failure isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a part of growth. It's proof that you're trying. And honestly, if you're not failing, you're probably not challenging yourself enough. So the next time you fall short, I want you to try something radical. Instead of tearing yourself down, thank yourself. Thank yourself for showing up, for putting in the effort, for being brave enough to take a risk. Failure isn't the opposite of self-love. It's an opportunity to practice it. Step 4. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's. Comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your confidence, your peace of mind. And yet, it's so easy to fall into the trap. You see someone else's highlight reel, and suddenly your own life feels small, insignificant. But here's what you need to remember. You're not on the same path as them. You're not supposed to be. Your journey is uniquely yours. And just because someone else is thriving doesn't mean you're failing. Their success doesn't take away from your potential. Instead of comparing, try celebrating. Celebrate their wins and celebrate your own, no matter how small. Because every step forward, no matter how tiny, is progress. Step 5. Learn to say no. This one's tough, isn't it? Especially if you're a people pleaser. But loving yourself means setting boundaries. It means protecting your time, your energy, your peace. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you strong. So the next time you're tempted to overextend yourself, ask, is this serving me? Or is this draining me? And if it's the latter, give yourself permission to walk away. Because here's the thing, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself isn't just a gift to you. It's a gift to everyone around you. Step 6. Start talking to yourself like you would a friend. Think about how you speak to your best friend when they're struggling. You're probably compassionate, encouraging, supportive. Now ask yourself this. Why don't you deserve the same kindness? The way you talk to yourself matters. Those words become your reality. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, pause. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? If the answer is no, rewrite the narrative. It's not about ignoring your flaws. It's about addressing them with grace. Step 7. Surround yourself with love. The people you spend time with, they matter. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who believe in you, who make you feel like the best version of yourself. And if there are people in your life who make you feel small, it's okay to take a step back. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Because loving yourself isn't just about the relationship you have with yourself. It's about the relationships you allow into your life. Step 8. Celebrate yourself. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you celebrated yourself? Not for a big achievement, but just for being you. It's so easy to focus on what we haven't done, what we haven't achieved. But what about all the little things you do every single day? Getting out of bed when it feels impossible. Showing kindness when you didn't have to. Taking one small step forward, even when you're scared. Those moments, they're worth celebrating. So go ahead, give yourself a pat on the back. Treat yourself to something that makes you happy. You deserve it. Loving yourself isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Some days will be harder than others. But every single day, you have a choice. To show up for yourself. To believe in your worth. To give yourself the love you so freely give to others. Because at the end of the day, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. So be kind. Be patient. Be unapologetically you. You are worthy of love. Always.